Story time. Um, yes, we talked about it earlier. One of my coworkers was let go or walked off the job on Friday. He was the shipping and receiving kind of manager, shipping and receiving specialist. Let's call him that, so they can pay him less. Um, he walked off the job Friday. I made a video on the way home. I was like, something doesn't sit right. He was a sharp dude. Made a mistake here or there, but nothing beyond the pale in terms of what we're used to at this job. I've been here for about a month, about 5 weeks, and I really connected with him. He was a sharp guy. He'd worked for the local school district for years, like an IT dude. Bounced around, just a very relatable person. And I guess he made one too many mistakes, and they just let him go, or he walked off. I'm pretty sure they let him go. He'd made some mistakes. Is what it is. That's Friday. Timeline. Okay, I make the video. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of weird. I get to Monday. Flood of phone calls, emails, everything under the sun. Not about his performance specifically. He's made some mistakes. People get the wrong product. Things get switched around. He's the shipping guy. He's supposed to be on top of this. And so I get a lot of phone calls about things that have nothing to do with me. And this has been a common theme at this job since I started. I'm getting a bunch of phone calls, angry phone calls and angry emails about things that went on about a month and a half ago, before I even started. So 2 months, 2.5 months ago. And I don't know what to say to these people other than this place kind of sucks and they blew it and they have all kinds of problems. I don't say that. I try to assuage them. I try to assuage their fears about getting ripped off for the product they paid for. And we go on from there. So that's Monday. Monday's kind of like a catch-up day. Everyone's back in the office. We get a bunch of orders in from the weekend. Sit down, handle the orders, answer the emails, answer the phone calls. Okay. I'm kind of feeling bad at the end of Monday. Kind of like, fuck this. So Tuesday rolls around, and I come in, and it's pretty much the same tenor. It's pretty much the same thing. Phone calls, emails, where's this, where's that. I don't have a good answer for any of them. I don't have an answer because none of the stuff that's gone on since I've started, I was involved in whatsoever. Things that went on are untraceable. That went on are irreconcilable. The best I can tell them is, oh yeah, your order's going to ship next week, which is a lie because I don't know. I'm not aware of what's going to happen with their order. So I'm kind of lying by omission by saying, yeah, your order's expected to ship next week. Meanwhile, we're super short-staffed. We create the product in-house, so that's an issue. And we're backed up, and we don't have any way to track the order other than seeing it go on the assembly line, basically, so to speak. I'm being a little bit vague here to protect the anonymity of things that went on. So anyway, Tuesday rolls around. It's the tenor of Monday. It's where's this, where's that. I'm trying to dodge it. I'm trying to, squirm my way out of things on behalf of these people that don't seem to give a shit about what goes on as long as 90% of the orders actually get filled. And it gets to lunchtime, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to my car. I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to write an email. And I write an email to the boss. Boss, 19-year-old kid. He's inheriting this business, and he's doing his best. Sharp kid. He's just off-site. He's off-site 9 out of the 12 months. He's at school. He's 19, and he's going to college. So I get that. I email him, and I'm like, this place is so unprofessional. It's so disorganized. There's people smoking pot in the bathroom. There's incessant bickering. The things that I do I basically lay things out so that things get printed for orders. And I put rushes on them and things like that. It's like no one's listening. No one's doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm gonna basically tender my resignation. So I send the email off. Go and grab a burger. Sit and wait for 2 hours. Okay. Boss emails me back. Says, okay, well, I'd love to meet you tomorrow. Talk about this. Da 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 da. So at this point, I'm kind of like 3/4 out the door. I'm ready to just to bail on the whole thing because it's not worth the money. It's so frustrating. It's so backwards. It's so far behind. It's been ran by you know, kind of the person that was left in charge is non-confrontational and can't deal with firing people, so no one ever got fired. So they walked all over and smoked weed in the office and walked around barefoot and the whole nine. It's just a mess. Just a mess. Okay, so I agree to meet. I'm like, okay, let's meet tomorrow. And so now we meet on Tuesday or on Wednesday morning. And I meet with him. He's back in town. He's going to be back in town for the summer, the boss. And he's like, I want to fix this. This is appalling. I'm sorry you went through this. Da-da-da-da-da. We want to put you in charge of things, and we want to train you up and get you ready to take over this place. And it's like, I feel like I feel like I'm being set up. Not going to lie at all. I do feel like I'm being set up. And it's kind of bizarre where it's like, okay, this is a good opportunity. Clearly, the business has been around for 50 or 60 years. It's a good opportunity. He's a sharp kid. He's only 19, but he's sharp. He knows what's going on. He's aware of it. He is appalled at what's going on. So they give me a 20% raise, and they basically give me guarantees that they're going to get rid of the people that are causing the problems in the office. So they're going to break some eggs to make some omelets. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They were so quick to let that guy go, that other guy. It's like frustrating because he could have been fixed. He was dealing with the same thing I was dealing with. He was dealing with a dysfunctional office environment and didn't know how to deal with it because the manager was 7 hours away at college and was doing everything over the phone, and he wasn't in the office, so no one could ever crack the whip. So there is that weird thing where it's like, okay, well, he was let go. That's kind of bizarre. But I kicked ass for 5 weeks. 4 weeks. Just kicked ass for 4 weeks. Just did the job, wrote emails, answered phone calls, left good impressions. Just did house cleaning, what I could do. Even though it's a hemorrhaging wound. Everything about this business is behind. They're 3 months behind on everything. Everything is 3 months behind. But still, they're like 20% more money. Okay, perfect. So, leave the meeting. That was Wednesday morning. Think about it all Wednesday night, Thursday. Send an email Thursday. Yeah, I'd like to be part of this, helping grow this thing, helping rectify this nightmare that's been created over just neglect. Because it's a great business, it's a great company, but it's fallen in disrepair. And okay, email them, just tell them, okay, let's do this, for 20% more money. I put an inquiry about like health insurance, got to get my health insurance, that kind of thing. He gets back to me a couple hours later. Yeah, that's great. Glad to hear that. And it's like, okay, I'll be back in the office on Monday. I'm not being taken advantage of because I'm agreeing to it. I'm just like, am I being set up because it is 20% more income based on that? But now that I'm coming around to the idea, they got rid of that one dude over some slight problems. Maybe there were more things that went on that I'm not aware of, just to get rid of him. To me, he seemed like the most competent person in the office before I got there. He was competent. He could answer emails. He could do the whatnot. And at this point, I'm kind of just like, okay, I'll take the money. I'll take the money for now. And they're like eyeing me for management, which is going to be a lot more money. They need it. The money, the business is very productive. It's very productive. It's very profitable. Like when it's running well, I can see it. I'm sure before COVID, this place ran like clockwork. I'm sure it did. And I'd like to get it back to that point, which I included in the email. I think we can. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. But here's the point I'm trying to make. You have to advocate for yourself, and that means ultimatums. That means literally saying, I will leave. I will leave. If I'm not given what I'm worth. If you prove yourself and you go out there and you kick ass and you dot every I and cross every T, especially as a wagey, if you're making a wage and you crush it, and you find yourself at a fulcrum of the business, something that there's a lot of stress on, and if you leave, it's going to cost them a lot of money, which it would have if I would have left, which it's already costing the money for the days that I've taken off. You find yourself in a position of a little bit of leverage. I'm not saying you're not going to be let go, or they might just say, fuck you, get out of here. But if you've proven yourself, good help is hard to find. When you don't pay anybody. This goes back to the last video we did. If you pay, I'm going to stay on. I'm going to help you. I'm going to deal with the bullshit that we've dealt with this entire time, and I'm going to help shepherd you through that. Not that it's all up to me, of course not. But now that we have two competent people in the office, it's going to be fine, and he wants to work with someone who's competent. And over the years, not the years, but the months of neglect, things have gotten horrible in that office, and they're chopping people left and right. They're firing people left and right. So I think it goes back to the point we've talked about many times on this channel. It's like knowing your worth is so important for your self-advocacy. You have to self-advocate. And if you find yourself in a spot where you're not really hurting for money and your overhead in terms of your personal overhead is not that high, push it to the limit. And you're not digging it at your job, press it. Let them know you'll leave. Not saying leave, but let them know you'll walk if certain conditions aren't met. You have to play this game. They would have been perfectly fine with letting me just squirm and do my thing and pay me less money. What they hired me at. You can't expect to make a lot more money and have a living wage if you're not willing to risk what they're paying you, and not be willing to advocate for yourself and say, hey, this is why things run as smoothly as they do, or they can kind of see how things can get better if you stick around. If you're a shithead and you try to push your luck, they'll just let you go. Employers don't want to deal with any kind of serious negotiations when you suck at your job. If nothing else, they'll just wait you out until you quit. They're not going to fire you anymore. Layoffs, yeah, the layoffs are one thing, but they'll keep you around to a certain degree. Unless you're a real shithead, then they'll launch some kind of case against you, which makes sense. But I don't know. Just a lot of things have happened in the last week, and it's like, oh yeah, you're a hairless ape. You should fight for what you want. You should fight for what you deserve. And if you're not a shithead, and you can answer a phone call and an email, and you can be a pleasant human being, you deserve to be fed and clothed and have a roof over your head. That's not too much to ask. It really isn't. I wish they wouldn't have fired that dude. The shipping and receiving. They're going to get some new guy in there, and they got to train him up. That's going to be a bunch of headaches. But not my business, I don't own it. But the fact that I was willing to quit is the reason why I got a 20% raise off the bat. Could I be stepping into just a shit show? Could I be stepping into some kind of, awful thing? Well, it is what it is. I still have the option to leave at any time. That's what you have the option to do. And it's scary, and it's like, ooh, you feel a little bit weird about it at first, but I'm 38. I can't be just bending over for the bottom of the barrel anymore. Like I said, I'd rather work for no money. I'd rather do just anything than be taken advantage of and make the bare minimum, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, so just be aware of that. Be aware of that. If you're a good person, you're a hard worker, you don't have anything to worry about in the world. Even with this AI bullshit that's going on, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to be scared about. They're still going to need personnel. They're going to need the human factor for a while now. They want to make it think like, oh, you're just never going to you're not going to have a job. Yeah, there's going to be some changes here real soon, but if you find yourself in a niche and you hit that niche and you do a great job, don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. Thanks for tuning in.